Well, I hope you enjoyed that whole sort of opening sequence, packing up the truck, driving out here. I have to admit that didn't go quite as planned because my original idea for this video was to do this whole thing with no music at all, just capture the sounds of all of those steps getting my way out here. I have a new microphone on my camera that produces higher quality audio. I did some testing with it this week to make sure that it was sounding better than my old mic. It was working, everything was looking great. I don't know what happened. I was on my final shot about to drive up into this campsite when I realized that I wasn't getting any audio at all. I hadn't checked, I didn't even look at it. It has always just worked before. So that's why everything up to now was all music. So we are pretty much in the wet season here in Western Oregon. It has been raining for several days leading up to yesterday. There is no longer a campfire ban in effect. Now I've been kind of stuck behind the computer ever since getting back from Utah and Colorado. Lots and lots of editing to do, but we got a little shift in the weather, a little break from the rain, and it's just been this beautiful October fall weather that I just love. I love being out in the forest. When it's like this, it's cool, it's crisp, but you got the sun, you got the blue sky, just beautiful. And it was just calling to me. Now I've been working on a little project on the camper. I had some things sort of torn apart. And so I decided to just collect some camping stuff that I had sitting in the garage, throw it in the Mazda, come on out here. I was gonna throw my little one-man ground tent into the truck, but I realized I didn't really have anything to sleep on in there. I don't have like a camping mattress. So I was gonna have to also bring a cot. My cots are kind of big and bulky. So I thought, why not bring the tent cot? Kill two birds with one stone. Got a bed, it's got a tent. I haven't used this thing in years and years. Literally the last time I camped in the tent cot was when I still had the Forester and went camping with Lucie and some friends. That was a lot of years ago. We've kept the tent cot because when my son goes camping, it's what he likes to camp in. He really likes the tent cot. Even when I got camper on the truck and he could have used the Gazelle and a cot, he still preferred using the tent cot. So we've just kept it for all this time. I have not set it up in years. It's pretty simple, so you know, I'll get it figured out here. Well, I thought I might cook over the campfire tonight, but with this wind, I'm gonna wait on the campfire. I know we're out of campfire ban and it's been raining, but I really don't like making campfires when there's this much wind. So I will use a little stove. This is a little super basic kitchen box I put together for my Utah-Colorado trip, just because my big kitchen was a little big and clunky and in the way for setting up and breaking down every single night. So this worked out well for just throwing in the Mazda. Now, longtime viewers may remember that I used to sometimes use a tiny little backpacking stove, but that thing was really tippy. So I found this stove on Amazon, and I like that it's much more solid. It sits very flat, and then it's got a little hose to hook up to a propane bottle. This can also run off the little isobutane, whatever they're called, those little mini canisters. And it's got these nice wide sort of feet that can support a big pan really easily. And it works really nicely. And this is just the Pelican case that if you've been watching me for some years, you've seen me use this before as my mini kitchen. Amazingly, pretty much everything that I have in my big new kitchen fits in here. All my pans, my coffee pot, everything sort of nests together. I can fit this stove in there. I've got my seasonings. I've got all my utensils and silverware. I've even got a roll of paper towels stuck in here. So this works really nicely as a super easy to pack little kitchen, easy to carry with, both in the Frontier and in the Mazda, obviously. And for refrigeration on this trip, those of you who've really watched the channel for a long time may actually recognize this as the little cooler that I had built into the back of my Forester, and the very super original build. This was how I kept my stuff cold. Now I know maybe you've seen some other YouTube creators going out with their old truck to camp, but they've got refrigerators, they've got power stations, they've got rooftop tents. This is really, truly back to the basics. Just a cooler with ice, no power station of any sort, and sleeping in a tent on the ground, sort of. So for dinner tonight, I've just got sort of my usual steak and vegetables. I've got a little steak, I've got some asparagus, but I did have some live oysters in the shell. I had some at home this week. I had a few that I didn't quite get finished. So I'm gonna have those tonight too. I just need to get these shucked. In a previous chapter of my life, I spent a lot of time in France, where holiday meals such as Christmas and New Year's, and family gatherings in general, always featured large platters of oysters on the half shell. I have continued enjoying them whenever I feel like it, not just on special occasions. Some people like to have their oysters with cocktail sauce or lemon. I like to use a mignonette sauce. So it's basically vinegar and shallots. I put just a tiny dab of lemon in with mine as well. A little bit of sauce. Well, I'd been pretty happy with this stove, but suddenly it started making a strange noise, and it's no longer putting off any heat. I was going to put a link to it in the description. I did buy this, but I'm going to have to not recommend this based on what just happened. Yeah, it just suddenly started sputtering and making this noise. A brand new full bottle of propane there, so that's not the issue. Dang. I was still working on cooking the asparagus. Okay, well, I'd shut it off. I'd pretty much given up on cooking dinner. And after it sat there for a little bit, I decided to just try again. And now it's back to working normal. So I don't know if something maybe overheats. It's glowing nice and hot orange like it was before. And yeah, it's cooking now. That's cooking now. So I don't know. Looks like maybe I will be able to make dinner, but I still maybe wouldn't recommend this stove. Well, the wind has just not let up. It's just been relentless. I am not comfortable making a campfire, so I've added an extra layer, and I'm just gonna sit here at the tailgate, eat my dinner, and then climb into bed over there. Ultimately, we did get it cooked, so. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
wind finally died down in the middle of the night. I rarely bother with morning fires since I like to hit the road early, but it is damp and chilly this morning. The sun is coming up so much later now that we're into October. Sometimes you think you're alone, but you're not alone. Dum dum dum. My peaceful forest morning has been interrupted by 2 truckloads of BLM contractors who are scheduled to work right here today. They were nice and polite, but this has sort of killed the mood for me. I no longer feel like cooking the eggs and sausage I had for breakfast. So, with camp packed up and the fire thoroughly extinguished, I'm going to call it time to air up and head home.